A date with your mom on an auction.
So he's got the football tickets. He's providing the football tickets.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, we're going to bring in Dan. What do you think, Dan?
That's actually an excellent segue into how to protect your kids on social media.
I don't know if putting their pictures out for all to see is the way to go. Dan, let's talk a little bit about social media. In the last time we interviewed you, which is over on 10 News Today, we talked a little bit about internet security and keeping, I guess, certain guidelines on your internet browsers at home. It could get dicey when they have an iPhone, but we're going to focus on social media now.
Yeah, that's right, because Facebook and Twitter has almost turned into an internet in and of itself. So what we want to look at is parents, and this is really as much informational as it is anything else, but parents should just be aware of what's happening on social media. So go talk to any girl that you know who's in her 20s and ask her about creepers. She will likely say, oh yeah, I get messages from guys all the time, you know, either asking me out on a date or just trying to get to know me, and people call them creepers. I would call them a stalker. But essentially what it is just people that you don't know sending you messages that may or may not be appropriate. And what happens with our kids, if we look at how kids are using Facebook and Twitter today, generally speaking, kids will be online and they're not opposed to locking to having their Facebook wide open. So it will just be, you know, available to anybody that wants to look at it. So as a parent, what I would consider doing is suggesting that your kids lock their Facebook down to just friends only, and then have a conversation with them about, hey, who are you friending when you're on Facebook? Who are you allowing to see your Twitter profile? And do you actually know these people? And you know, obviously our kids we want to protect. Adults, this is a totally different conversation. But for kids anyway, I personally recommend say, hey, you know, if you don't know them, don't let them on your Facebook profile. Instagram gets a little sketchier because you can only lock that down from your phone, and it's a picture sharing website, right? I mean, at its heart, it's designed to share pictures, which, you know, unfortunately is what, you know, bad people on the internet are probably looking for. So again, there's just a conversation of talking to your kids about, hey, what kind of pictures are you posting online? And that really transcends, you know, all social media.
With my 14-year-old, when she did get a Facebook, I had one of my kids who are in their 20s help me, you know, make the protections as tight as they could be.
Yeah. I've actually have a couple of friends, you know, again, fit the demographic of girls in their 20s who have actually dropped off of Facebook just because they were getting harassed so much. And it's just kind of obnoxious. Another thing that we see kids do on a regular basis is lie about their age. Facebook has a restriction that you have to be at least 13 years old to have a page. A lot of times what kids will do is not only will they say that they're not 13, they'll say they're like 21, which is obviously, you know, not the best thing. My advice is if you're going to lie about your age, say you're 80, because with the new graph search, you can, you know, it's perfectly logical to search for friends of my friends who are 20, or friends of my friends who go to my high school, and then, you know, who knows who they're going to come up with. So personally, I would recommend to parents keep all that information private. Don't even list what high school you go to. Don't list what your age is, or lie about your age and say you're 85. You know, that'll at least help protect you a little bit.
It's some amount of trust that you really have to have in your child, too.
It absolutely is. And this is a conversation, you know, that I'm all the time, you know, talking to parents, just saying, hey, at least talk with your kid about what's going on social media. I know some parents, you know, they don't want to be the helicopter parent or whatever and be friends with their kids necessarily on Facebook, but I highly recommend it personally.
I will be hovering right above.
That's different. That's a different kind of helicopter.
Yeah. I agree.
Safety first. Dan, great advice. Thank you very much.
We'll be right back after this.